I swear, you can literally bet on anything nowadays. Like, they're gonna start having bets on like who's gonna ruin their life first, who's gonna go into bankruptcy first as a company. As we get more and more into just everyone's betting on everything, it's gonna get absolutely crazy. Nonetheless, guys, Vegas released T. Higgins' next team odds, and listen, I mean, it's very possible that after this season that, he leaves us. I'm not going to be, oh, it's impossible. But no, it's possible he leaves us, okay? It's logical. Nonetheless, though, I'm thinking that this is the odds of, like, he gets traded because there's been a lot of talks of potentially the Chargers trading for him. I don't know why. It's been a huge conversation starter here. But they have an 8.4% chance that we're going to trade him to the Chargers. I don't even know why we trade him to the Chargers. Chargers makes no sense at all. He'd be away from his family, not where he grew up. He would also be on a team that, yes, Herbo is good, but he'd be the only wide receiver, so he wouldn't have the benefit of having like Jamar Chase take away some competition or some, heat from him. So he would literally be the only guy there. Nonetheless, though, New England is number 2, which for some reason everyone in the mom loves to say that he's going to New England. I don't think he's going to. Again, it's a bad situation for him. Atlanta number 3, Jets number 4, Arizona number 5. Detroit number 6, Buffalo number 7, and number 8 is others, so I stay with the Bengals. And there's a 61.5% chance he stays with us. And again, this is why I think they're meaning this season, which, again, this season, I think there's a 100% chance he stays with us. You think these teams on this list here are going to give the Bengals what they want for him? Absolutely no, because the Bengals are going to be delusional and say that they want 3 first-round picks. There's just no reason for us to get rid of the guy, because at the end of the day, if he's on our team, we have a better chance to win a Super Bowl. If he's not on our team, we have a worse chance. That's just a fact. So, how we're looking at this is, we have him on a 1-year contract. Unless someone gives us pieces or options that right now helps us win a Super Bowl that is greater than T. Higgins, Minnesota, it's not going to happen. Like, it's not. So I think it's hilarious. That's why there's so many freaking posts and articles about, no, this team's going to trade for T, this team's going to trade for T, this team. And I ignore all of them. I'm like, I'm not going to entertain this crap because it's not going to happen. And then I see this and I'm like, oh, lordy, you can now bet on it. You know what this is? This right here is a way to steal people's money. This is what we call a scam, ladies and gentlemen. Buffalo Bills, we're going to trade him to one of our biggest rivals. Well, I say we rival. We beat them all the time. But we also beat the Chiefs all the time, and we consider them a rival. We're going to trade him to the team that has the best chance to win a Super Bowl outside of us, Ravens, or AFC. Us, Ravens, and Chiefs. Yeah, we're going to trade him to that team. Like, the only teams that's logical in this list that we could potentially trade him to, we're not going to trade him to the Chargers. We're not going to trade him to the Patriots. Atlanta, maybe. Atlanta would make sense just because NFC team. The Jets, we're not going to give him to the Jets. Why would we give him to the Jets? Arizona, yeah. Detroit, possibility. So, like, the only teams on this list that make any sense is Detroit, Atlanta, and potentially Arizona. Those are the only 3 teams. If Tennessee was on this list, it would make more sense than any of these teams on this list right here, except for, again, the NFC teams. It would make more sense than every AFC team on this list if Tennessee was on this list. And I still don't think we'll trade him to Tennessee. But there's always a chance that Brian goes, hey, man, I want T back. I'll give you a, this, and this. And I was with the Bengals for 5 seasons, so I know dang straight that, what it takes to get a player from Cincinnati. The only team, there's no team on here who understands how our philosophy goes when it comes to trading players. If Brian was on here, he'd be like, all right, do you want the second or third kid? Do you want my second kid to be named who? Day? Or do you want my third kid to be named Mike Brown, Who Day Nation? Like, it's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. But I will entertain this, because I think this is kind of funny how they did go ahead and actually post the next team odds like this is actually going to happen. I'm sorry every team on this list, but it's not happening, man. It's not happening. Because the only way it's happening is if you guys mortgage your house and mortgage your whole entire team, because we want everything. Cincinnati isn't a team that is good with who is okay with just good enough. No. Like, you have to understand, T. Higgins got franchise tagged, right? 21.18 million, right? He could have got transitional tagged, okay? For 17.8 million. That's 3 million less, okay? If we'd have done that, then a team would have to have given us 2 first-round picks, and then they could go ahead and offer T a contract, and then potentially steal him from us. That was the option we had. We chose to go exclusive instead of going non-exclusive. And I think the reason why is because we want more than 2 first-round picks for the guy. I am fully now convinced that they want, like, so much for T. Higgins. Like, it's beyond the beyond. Like, it's beyond even my illogical self sometimes when I overvalue some players. It's even beyond that. So, like, they had options, okay? They had options to move this guy out of town. And they said no, because he's better here and helping us win a Super Bowl than somewhere else. And again, all these teams, AFC teams here, would hurt us. Like, the Chargers, at the end of the day, I like to goof on them, but Jim Harbaugh is still a great coach. He's probably going to have them almost in the playoffs this year, definitely in the playoffs next year. We play the Chargers, by the way, this year. We play the Patriots this year. We don't play the Jets. We don't play the Lions. We don't play the Bills. We don't play the Falcons, and we don't play the Cardinals. But the first 2 teams we do play this year, and they have the highest odds here of actually happening. And in case you're wondering if you don't bet, which I, commend you for, don't bet ever. It's a waste of money. It's a scam. But if you don't bet, pretty much how these odds work is that negative means that it's the highest chance to happen. It also means you get the least amount of money back for it happening. So, for example, plus 1,100 means that it is a good chance, but it's not crazy good. As you know, plus 1,100 is really not that good at all. That if you bet on that, you're gonna make 11. You're pretty much gonna make. I think it's what, for every dollar you bet, is it 11? Okay, so plus 1,000 is for every dollar you bet, you get back $100. I believe. I don't know. I don't bet. Anyway, point is, the higher the number, the worse odds of it happening, okay? So, like, plus 2,500 is almost impossible to happen. And then you go down the list there. But if it's negative, that means there's a good chance it's going to happen. So, I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys next one.